I'm sure he's sweet though. He's just a lot.
Hi, y'all. Hold on a second. Let me just type this in here. Hold on. Good morning. All right. Good morning. Good morning. My daughter was like, I was in my robe. Fortunately, like, you know, no, what's wrong with my screen? Anyway, I think it looks fine. Just adds a filter. She was like, I was in my robe, so I had to like hurry up and get dressed. Fortunately, I had already like taken a shower and everything. Hey, you guys, good morning. Good morning. Ashley is going to be joining me, I think. We're going to talk about a couple things. But if you guys are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Tracie. I'm the CEO and the founder of the NBDA. I'm trying to do these a little bit more regularly, like on a scheduled time. So far, I've been doing pretty good. I think the last week or like last 4 weeks, I think I've been doing pretty good. Or maybe it's the 3 weeks. I don't know. But yeah. Good morning, Lo. Oh my God, you were on my mind. Let me write that down, child. So how are you guys? We're going to talk about the Doula Business Academy. We are going to just kind of do like a check-in, a catch-up, and then also if you have any questions, this is the time where you guys can ask us questions. Hold on. Yeah, ask us questions, and so we can make sure that you guys are always up to date with what's going on, what we have going on. Hey, Ash. And then also so we can, do a good thing with checking in. And, we just want to always stay connected to the community, and that this is our way of doing that. For those who are meeting me for the very first time, I've been in this field for 2+ decades. So I've seen a lot of things, and I've been around the world, and so that's me in a nutshell. Ash, I think you have to request to join. I know I can invite you, but you went backwards. There we go. Let me see if I can request you. It's not letting me. Yeah. Thanks for the love, y'all. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? How are you doing, girl? Ash, Ash, hold on, let me see. Oh, there we go. Oh shit, I can't. I don't know how to request. Hi, friend. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? It's so good to like see the people who've been rocking with us for ever since. I don't see the options. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can request you. Let me see. Add. You have no request to join. Look at the come back out and go out and come back in and see if it gives you, because it doesn't give me any options when I try to add you. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So good to see people who've been rocking with us since we got on, since like, the NBDA and the beginning. But I don't, want to just talk about that. I always want to do a check-in and see what's up with folks, how things are going. There's a lot going on in the world. Shit, there's a lot going on in the world. How are y'all doing with it? How are you guys doing with the rate of inflation, your doula brand or business? Good morning, Miss Fine and the Lord. How are you guys doing with connecting with your clients in the community? Like, what is going on? And I'm going to see if I can give you guys any kind of support or help. Another thing I want to do is I want to shout out those who attended not the NBDA specifically, but my personal, what did I teach? Business mindset over the weekend. It was really good. It was really amazing. Hey, Ayana. It was really amazing. And I spoke a lot about business and gave them an insight of what it's like to be in my brain, and how I think. And I just believe that we have to understand how to leverage one thing for the next, and how we can do that best. So it was a lot, but I want to shout out those people who joined. Yeah, I want to shout out those people who participated over the weekend, and it was it was a master class, and it was really good. Um, Hopefully Ashley will come back in, but I want to talk. So this is going to actually be a part two. This is actually going to be a part two of what I spoke about regarding full spectrum doula trainings. And I forgot to mention, I don't know why, I forgot to mention the NBDA Doula Business Academy. And what that is it's a program. Lo came through it, and we have a lot of doulas who have come through the NBDA Doula Business Academy. And it was something that I started probably year 2 in this for the NBDA. Here you go, Ash. And the reason why I asked Ashley to come on is because she's the other doula business coach with that program. So it's myself and her, and we're going to talk about that, but I'm just going to give you guys what that is, the NBDA Doula Business Academy, and how you can really take advantage of all we have to offer at a self-paced rate, and how you can be on payment plans and all that good stuff. So hopefully she's coming in. I don't know. Is my phone hooked up to this? Poor Ashley. So that is what that is. And what it is a combination of everything that we have to offer from an instruction standpoint, from the classes and the trainings. It also gives you a lifetime membership with the NBDA, but it gives you doula business coaching, and you meet with either myself or Ashley for three consecutive months, 12 consecutive weeks, and then you move on into the mentorship phase. You move on to the mentorship phase with us. And that is one of the ways that I found to be really beneficial for people who are interested in taking advantage of everything that we have to offer, but doing it at a pace and a rate that works, so they are not bombarded with a whole bunch of information at once, trying to become full spectrum without actually having time to process, digest, take a break, come back, and then have the support of building an actual doula business or brand. But before, I don't know what's going on. Ash is having some difficulties in joining. I don't know. But we just gonna make it work. We're gonna keep it flowing. No love lost. Ash, you can be in the comments like you always are. Ash, you could be in the comments. Yeah, so, but outside of that, if you guys have questions, please make sure that you drop them in the question box. I try to get, I know I let you in. I don't know what's going on. Instagram is tripping. But you can just be in the comments, and you can answer the questions, help me answer the questions, and like you always do, that'll be helpful. So that is the NBDA Doula Business Academy in a nutshell, and it is how we're able to best support our students or our people who come through that at a self-paced rate, and be able to build themselves up in this field and work closely in building their company and stay connected to their mentor. I got it. Okay, Ash. Yeah. I'm actually gonna put you guys over here. No way I don't have to look down. All right. So she's switching classes. I'm on global now. I'm opening a physical space for the first time. Don't have any Black doulas in my area with a physical space, so it's all new to me. Mentorship would be helpful. So you can go on our website at blackdoulas.org, and if you look under coaching, thanks for everything you guys do. Oh, thank you. If you look under coaching, you will see mentorship, and we have our mentors, and you can connect with the mentors individually there, see which one works best for you within their program infrastructure, their mentorship program, and go from there. Yeah. So that's probably the best way to go about doing that. Yeah. I only mentor, yes, I'm about to eat a Jolly Rancher, y'all. My bad. I only mentor when they come through the Doula Business Academy. That's when people work with me directly, or actually if our schedules don't align, myself and the mentee, if our schedules don't align, then Ashley, she takes over and she's able to work with people from there. And it's the same structure, it's the same setup. You get the same continuity of care and information. But you guys didn't answer my first question. First of all, where are y'all located? I didn't ask that before. Thanks, Ash. Where are y'all located? And then what's going on? What's going on? How are you guys doing? How is this? Okay. Yeah, Washington, of course, absolutely. Virginia, Kentucky. All right, Canada. Yeah, where are you? Because we always like to know where, what's up, Houston? Okay, DC, Northern Virginia. Yeah, it's good to know where you guys are because, we have doulas throughout the country if you're interested in becoming a member and stuff like that. But what's up, Maryland? But it's always good to know where you guys are. Anything else? It keeps telling me my requests are. Hold on. Oh crap. Let me see. All comments is coming in. Interested in becoming a doula? Go to our website, blackdoulas.org. I'm located in South Carolina on the border of Charlotte. When I tell you I went to Charleston and ate myself sick. Hold on, y'all. I don't want to be rude because I'll start smacking and act like I don't have any home training. But I was in Charleston and acted like I didn't have any, and ate myself sick. That food was so amazing. I love Charleston. Let me see where else. So South Carolina border of Charlotte, the demand is high. Good. Yeah. What else? So what were we actually talking? Actually, try again because I want to see if folks can meet you and see who you are. I always think it's good if people come in and the members can utilize the NBDA platform. It's not strictly for me to get on. It's if you are a member and you want to get on and introduce yourself to people because people need to know who you are, where you are, what you offer, what your areas of specialty are, how long you've been in the game. I just think it's another perk with being an NBDA member. You can take advantage of this platform. Yes, child. I can't live in South Carolina. I would be humongous. I would weigh like 400 pounds, like for real. Yeah, I ate myself sick like a little kid. Like I was literally sick, and I couldn't stop. It was just it's a whole nother side. Hey, ATL. I plan on taking training in April. This is my calling. Good. So if you're planning on taking your training in April, hopefully you have signed up because we do offer payment plans. But the closer you get to the date of the training, the payment plans lessen, meaning that you aren't able to take full advantage of it. Good morning. I love it. So you want to make sure don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait till the last minute. But we're so glad that you are interested in training with us. Thank you so much. We don't take that lightly. Ash, let me see if I can do it on my side. Okay, I sent a request. Hopefully it'll come through. There you go.
Yes.
You got all dolled up. Kayla was like, Mom, get it together. I was like, okay. I can't. She was like, nah, you look a mess, basically. That was her lightweight way of saying,
It be
you
your
look a mess.
kids.
You look at me. You inspired me this morning, Ash. I saw your post for your farm.
Yeah.
I had some seedlings that I had to go out and plant that we started like a week or two ago. So I went out there and I did that before I jumped on here.
Awesome. I love it. I'm getting back out there again today. It's going to be in the 80s out here.
I know it's gonna be like 76. We're getting a good rain this week. Are y'all getting rain?
I think we are. So I'm excited about that too. So I'm like, let me get these seeds in the ground, honey.
Child, when I tell you guys, we can be on here forever just talking about gardening.
Yes.
Just period. We love it so much.
At my shine, my little glow. I was like, oh, that's
Me too.
I done put on my face this morning.
Thank you, Ashley, for joining so much. You work with people who come through the NBDA Academy.
Right.
Through the doula business side and able to take. What do you think? Because, we get asked, like, do you guys offer full spectrum trainings? And which is the reason why I did the video stating why we don't do that. And that's just what my personal opinion, just for being in it so long. And one of the comments during that live was that someone had taken it and they said they felt rushed when they took it. And we just don't want people to feel that way when taking in this level of content information,
right,
because it's too much at stake. But because you went through, now that I think about, girl, child, where's my brain? I'm not awake. I ain't awake.
Yes. Oh
so after y'all came through the academy, duh. And that's not how she joined the NBDA, but she eventually did and worked with me and I think Raphael, right?
Mm-hmm.
As your mentor. So she started the business side with me, and then she also went to work with Raphael as her mentor. But yeah, so how has it been for you? Because now, Ashley, you've been able to take advantage of everything from a newish when you first joined. So you were newish into the field, not brand new, but newish, and then quickly scaled. Like you worked with me, but then you took advantage of like the trainings, and then you moved over to like the admin side and being behind the infrastructure, behind the scenes. Then you moved on to y'all. This is why I send people to Ashley when I can't take on, due to scheduling conflicts. I say, here, work with Ashley. And so you are now, you're a mentor, you're an instructor. You're one of the only instructors who also teaches fertility. Yeah. And what else, Ash? And so you work with people with, through the academy. So what is that like for you, coming from like everything and be able to pour back into others? And what have you seen? And
I love it because I'm always big on there's enough tables for all of us to eat, enough seats at the table for all of us to eat. So for me to be able to be put in a position where I can pull it out, push it in, go ahead and lay the placemats, go ahead and cut you a piece of this and a piece of that. It's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling to see everybody win. And starting from where I was starting, that was something that I had, when I found you and got my mentor, and I'm like, okay. And I aligned myself with just people in the community. I was able to have that circling support or that family support. So my job is just to pay it forward and make sure that not only do you have a sustainable business, that you're able to feed your family and you're able to be fulfilled in other areas of your life. And that's extremely important in this particular field where rapid burnout is real. But starting from like the new-ish stage, oh my gosh, watching the NBDA grow has been amazing and just so rewarding. I'm like, yes. I always had that mindset that I was going to do every training that I could possibly think of. And I wasn't in the academy at first until Tracie was like, girl, you taking all these trainings. You might as well go ahead and do the academy. What is you doing? Like, why are you spending all the extra money? Because with being a part of the academy, you do get discounts on your trainings. And you do have a doula training and a placenta encapsulation training included as an academy mentee. And I was like, well, that does make sense. And she was like, yeah. But once I dove into it, I was just like, oh, I'm loving it even more and all of the amazing things. And once I started mentoring, just watching the light bulb click, right? Watching it, watching what you say, what you pour into them, what you've laid out for them, fully register, and it lights up in their eyes and face, and then they apply it and they're like, boom, dynamite. I'm like, man, I can't ask for no more than this. I'm always bragging about my mentees and my trainees because they stay in contact with me.
Trust me, they come through bragging about you too.
Oh, yay!
They do. They come through bragging about you. Yeah.
I love them. I love them. And I know wherever I travel, because, you know, I do travel, but I stopped traveling because I'm a student midwife now in my apprenticeship portion of it. So I ain't doing too much heavy travel up north. But I got mentees and people in different area codes, honey. So I know if I pull up somewhere, I'm well taken care of. But not only that, I'm able to, you know, just get my cup replenished from a lot of the mentees that I receive because of what I attract, and I'm able to pour into them as well. So I'm just grateful to you, of course, and our team with the NBDA that has allowed me to grow and really strengthen my roots and blossom in this field and be able to pay it forward and hold sacred space for Black and brown bodies.
When you guys type a question, can you type it in the question box, because it enables us to pin it, number one, see it, number two, and everybody else can see it as well.
Oh, one of my in the comments, she's like, as a client, I brag about you too.
Yeah, what? But that's so good. That's so good. And for me, it's always great to see. I just know how hard it is for us in this field to win and do well and have successful, thriving practices and being able to support, you know, ourselves and other families. And when I created the NBDA, I really just wanted to see what I didn't get, and I tried to map this infrastructure to be what the field was lacking for us, as much as possible, as much as I could, in my sphere, do what I did not get.
Right.
I didn't get. We have a unique experience as Black and brown people, period, in this country, in this world. But it gets even more unique when we're in this line of work.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we were just dying. It's really just, to me, things are very black and white in this field.
Right.
And people try to live in the gray, and it's not. It's very, this is this, this is this. And I don't like, and what I've seen recently that I don't like is doula agencies that will discriminate against Black doulas who are trained and certified, or trained, verified, going through their certification process, and will not sign them up to within their practice or within their agency because they don't view us as credible.
Right. or they expect you coming right out of the gate with all these births underneath your belt, all these years of experience, and they're not really creating spaces for us to grow and get our toes wet in this field. So it's like, okay, we already know that we have to create our own tables and our own safe spaces in order for us to do so. But when you're in different areas, like one of the young ladies on in the comments was saying, like, okay, I have a physical building, but there's not many out there that looks like me. It can get challenging, but having someone that aligns with you navigate that space with you, so you're not alone, because this field, you can feel very isolated. And we know that birth work can be very cliquish. And if you don't have your village supporting you and pouring back into you in this field that requires so much energy, so much time, so much mental, emotional, and physical energy, then you're not going to last in it long. You're going to be
And someone said, I see the question in the question box. Someone said, that's why I hesitate in getting certified, because in some spaces it still doesn't matter, but eventually it will.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I've seen over time that has changed, because I was the same way, but I was able at that stage in my career to get away with it.
Right.
And simply, and I really credit that to my, my journey as a midwife and my training as a midwife, even though I chose not to stay on that side and just come back over here. But I've seen it change. And what's happening is, and I can just speak from an NBDA standpoint, and as you've seen the changes from an instructor's viewpoint that I've had to go in and readjust and make, so that when people have been trained through us and they're in the a certification process, not only do they have that training verification, but they now also have an official letter from the NBDA that says, yes, this person is in the process. Please make sure that you recognize them in whatever they're doing. We can absolutely verify that, and only the instructors can hand that out.
Right.
To each trainee.
It's that red tape. And I'm in a state in North Carolina where there's a lot of red tape when it comes to birthing bodies and midwifery and all that stuff. So
yeah,
it's necessary. But then it's like, but why? Is it because, it's us? But of course we know it is. We do what we need to do to continue to stay ahead of the game and make sure that anybody who's training through us have the tools and the resources that they need to navigate those spaces. And with the mentees, they have, a mentor for life. So that's a text, that's a phone call. When my mentees go into births, they let me know, and I'm like on call, I'm on edge, just in case they call me or FaceTime me and need me to help them navigate that space if they're getting pushback. And that kind of pocket resource, honey, that $1 resource is so crucial in a pinch, because I know I've called Tracie at a birth, and with placenta's like, listen,
you've done that, Akila. There have been people who have done, but I know when I was working with clients and there were certain things that would come up, I would text who I consider my mentor. She wasn't like an official mentor, but I always looked at her that way. And she was always there to answer, because there's nothing like being in that space and not having any answers. And I couldn't imagine putting that shit on Facebook. Like, what do I do with and getting a boatload of incorrect answers? Like a boatload of like, no, that ain't right. That ain't right. That's not what you do. That's how. Wait a minute. And what people don't understand is birth is a lot of moment by moment decision making, and you can steer the ship, which is the birthing body, to away from disasters, let's just say. And if you don't have someone there who is an expert or more seasoned than you to help guide you in those crucial moments, it's costly. I don't know, Lo's like, girl, my eyes is getting worse. These ladies close to me, our business, and explore you all to jump in and become. I can never figure out how to open the question all the way. Thank you, Lo. Lo came. She is one of my mentees.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. You know who else is I have some, and I offer. Do you find yourself like going in and like offering your mentees something special that you don't offer anybody else?
Yeah. Of course, because you're able to build such a beautiful rapport with them. You don't just dive into birth work only. Like, you're embedded in their life and you're helping them navigate and balance the two worlds. Sometimes it's not always balanced, honey. Them scales a little tipped, but you learn so much about them and you hold so much space, because I personally just dive in. Like, I got to see all of you. Like, all of this is you. This is business, but all of this is you. If I do not help you navigate through all of this, you can't even get here. It's not going to work. You're going to drop the ball. And if you don't have a handle on your home front, eventually it's going to show up on your business front. Eventually it's going to show up in other areas of your life. And then you're burnt out.
And I've called you on that a lot.
It's costly too, in so many different aspects. And I don't think a lot of people go in wanting to just, I want to save the world. I want to help. I want to help people birth their babies and all the good jazz. Like, that's fine. Okay. Like, that's fine. But you don't understand the little nooks and crannies. I'm like to say that Thomas English muffin, honey, of this work, because there's mental requirements. How are you staying a student? How are you prepping yourself mentally when things are not going right? Like she said, how do you stay on top of your toes while making those split decisions in the moment when birth is a boom, 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 you know, or it could be a little drawn out, or you need to try something else. What are you doing to stay emotionally stable? Because there's a lot of emotions that's flowing in that space that you have to make sure that you have your poker face on, honey, and be able to help them navigate. Because when they falling apart, you can't fall apart too. When somebody rub you wrong and get you all upset, you can't show that. How do you tap into that? What do you do when it comes to spiritual? Who do you connect with? How do you tap into your intuition? How do you keep staying in tune with your gut? Because your intuition plays such a huge role in this space. And there's no way that anybody's walked around like, girl, my intuition steered me wrong. Girl, that wasn't your intuition, boo. Stop lying on spirit like that. Okay. Spirit did not send that to you.
But you know what I think too, just to, further add to what you just said, is really understanding the physiology of birth. Right. People don't understand the stages and the physiology of the breakdown of what is actually happening. So I know when I was working actively with clients, or directly with clients, my brain was like, okay, what stage are we at? What's physically happening from an internal standpoint? So I'm not only looking at vitals and heart tones and paying attention to like bloody show and discharge and all kind of fetal position and D cells and of course understanding what's dilation and like position and like unfortunately I had the training of the midwifery side, so that's why I was able to get into the physiology of it. But it's also about making sure that you understand the physiology so you can help direct what's happening. Right. And then the best part about knowing the physiology of the birthing body and the process is when there's an interception of it, you can help either guide it back to the right place or help offset something that can be detrimental. And I've looked at clients I got to the point to where, the staff was like, okay, Tracie, just call us if you need us. And that's pretty much where my birth career would end with people. But it was like, I would be having preliminary conversations about, look, this is what they're out there talking about and looking at and thinking about. And I was able to do that only through the level of experience that I had. And that is another reason why we don't have full spectrum trainings, because it took me about a good 15 years of working directly with birthing bodies to get to that point. Right. I probably took about 14, 15 years to where I thoroughly understood what, the full breakdown. And it gets to the point to where the sounds, the smell of your breath, like I can tell where you are. I don't need all of the extra shit. Like I don't need it. And then what I don't like about intuition, this is something that people don't talk about, is the fact that because when you get so skilled from an actual skill set standpoint, but your intuition, and you're so intuitively in tune that I've called every single birth that I've been at and I've been right, and not all the time that I want to be correct.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I felt C-sections like kind of before they happened, and I'm like, no negative energy, no negative thoughts. We not gonna do that. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. But that is what was necessary for that particular birthing experience. And I'm like, you sit there and be like, all right, I know y'all told me, but I just didn't want to believe it. So also just surrendering to that, because
Mhm.
it only is going to strengthen. You learn so much more about yourself throughout this journey. It's not even funny, and how you are connected to the Most High and opening yourself up constantly, and have just as much as you're opening yourself up, you have to be mindful of protecting yourself too, because this field requires so much out of you. And that's how I ended up with training with Raphael, because honey, she'll get you always spiritually together.
Yeah,
Just
yes.
out here snatching edges, and I was just like,
Right.
I don't even have enough edge control for this, Raphael. Like, come on, girl, you know I don't even use that, but I'm gonna get me something dealing with you, honey. But it was necessary, because throughout this my journey, it's been a lot of spiritual ascension. It's been a lot of growth in so many different areas, and I was like, somebody come help me navigate this, because this the whole
Mhm.
hood.
Mhm.
Look,
Mhm.
doula hood, birth worker hood. It's the ghetto some days. But you have to, it's a lot. You have to be able to go into those spaces that we know is already like got the door pinned against us, and not, you have to go in with the energy of, yes, you can have your warrior energy, but not be controversial. That's not how,
Right.
because it will get it, you will literally disturb the peace, as well as shut all of the rest of the birth workers in your community down, because you don't know how to conduct yourself and keep a level head on a professional standpoint. You can read people without having to get nasty, and if you have not quite gotten that skill together yet, you might want to work on it,
Mhm.
because there's a lot who's come, a lot of doulas or birth workers and midwives who've come before us, who've paved the way. And I would hate that you would go into that space and show your behind, honey, and like literally break the concrete of that foundation of all the work they've done over the years. Because it doesn't just happen overnight. We're talking some
Right.
decades that has been put in, that we're finally seeing a lot of those changes. So it's important that you know how to show out in a professional way, and then be able to have a village around you to decompress when births go good, when births don't go good, when clients are praising your services and when clients aren't praising your services, when your kids are trying to figure out why you have to leave again and go to another birth, and you got to keep your home front together, when your partner is tired and they want to see you but they can't because you are living an on-call life. Listen, this ain't for the sweet, and it ain't for the weak at heart. So you
Mhm.
need to have a secure support system to help you navigate it when you feel like, you know what, I'm going to just head out. I ain't going to do this no more.
Mhm.
Because you're going to have
Mhm.
those moments. You definitely going to have those
Mhm.
moments. But
And
you,
I also think it's good to take a break.
oh, absolutely.
You
Honey,
have
pencil
to.
yourself in. You have
Mhm.
to intentionally pencil yourself in daily, and you have to intentionally pencil yourself in on your calendar, because if you don't, you're going to just keep on going, and you're not burnout. Who benefits from burnout when you're burnt out? How many
I
people?
suffer from that a lot. And people don't understand, like even me at this, being at the helm of the NBDA and stuff,
Right,
it seems like I stay burnt out.
right.
And I think that's why I try to, because I've suffered from poor boundaries in the past,
Mhm.
bad.
Right,
And when I have put boundaries in place, like, yeah, you have to schedule a time to meet with me. And it's because, like, I'm married, I have kids, or I like doing other, this is not, I mean, I have to put, you know, processes and systems in place
right.
because not only I'm running a company and we don't unfortunately give each other the same graces to
Hmm.
each other as we expect the world to give us.
Right.
And I've gotten backlash. I've gotten backlash. Like people don't understand that.
Me too.
But it's like that's amazing to me.
Hmm.
That's amazing. And what has your experience been with just anything that you did not feel supported in this field? And that's another thing that I know for a fact that people don't really see.
Right. So for me, when I initially trained, I trained with a different institution before I cross-trained with the NBDA. And I got the information, but I didn't feel like it prepared me for being a Black birth worker in the community dealing with Black and brown bodies. So it was almost like a deer in headlights type of thing. A lot of the things that I started to witness, like, oh my gosh, because I did doula work or was doing doula work before I knew it was doula work. But then once I really got into the nooks and crannies of it, I was like, oh wow. Ooh, this energy heavy, this a whole totally different space. So that was the only time, honestly, that it was just like, oh no, I need more training. I need more support. I need to find my village, because I've just experienced something that just blew my mind, or this took me back and I didn't know how to handle it. So honestly, I have just been blessed and grateful that on this journey of mine that I've had you in my corner and the NBDA just sisterhood as well, because I can tap into any one of them and they'll pour into me and support me. I'll be like, was I tripping? Did y'all hear that the same way I heard it? You know, they'll be like, no, you wasn't tripping. Or, yes, sis, you was tripping. I need people to be completely straightforward with me. And that's what attracted me to the NBDA. A live Tracie did, and she was just the cussing and fussing, honey, and just straightforward, no filter. And I was just like, honey, yes, that's exactly what I need in my life. Especially because how I am, I'm that friend. I'm that straightforward friend, like, oh, you wanna, and I'm also that kind of mentor, but I'm gentle. That's why Tracie be like, listen, they need a little bit more gentle energy. They gonna need you.
I remember one time there was someone that I sent to you. I was like, Ash, I can't do that. And that's another thing, is like when you start really, you know, owning your own business in certain levels, and you have to understand your weaknesses as well as your strengths. And I understand my weaknesses really well, at least I think I do.
Right.
I know where I am shitty, and I'm not gonna get better, or I ain't gonna get too much better. And if I do, it's gonna be a long time before I get there. So with my personality flaws, okay, I'm gonna need Ashley, you to step in with this one, because I can't do this. Because she's gonna be,
Right.
they gonna be a whole nother side. Like, Ash was like, I got it, Tracie. I guess she's like, yeah, she's, you know, but it's good. Like for me, like the person got the support that they needed,
Right.
and the information that they needed, and the right mentor that they needed. And I think in working directly with clients, it's always good to say, like, I'm not the one for you.
Yes.
You know, and for me, it wasn't about the money. It was like, I can't take this person on.
Right.
So Ashley, would you be willing to work with them? And it was a win-win for everybody, right, Ash? How do you feel about that?
It really panned out beautifully, and she's doing amazing in her practice, and she's blossomed in her own way and the way that she needed to, and how it was aligned. So it was perfectly put. If somebody mentioned can't pour from an empty cup. Honestly, I've gotten away from saying that. I'm like, don't pour from your cup at all. Like, pour from what runneth over. Give them the stuff that run over your cup. You shouldn't even want that cup to get half empty. Nah, give the folks what runneth over, honey, and they gonna get just as much from you as they need to. But keeping that cup full for you is so important. So important. Don't pour from your cup at all, honey. That's your cup.
Mm-hmm.
To stay hydrated, okay? Especially in these hot days.
Child, oh God. I mean, on a sidebar note, gas in California is what, $7 almost now?
Oh my, clutch pearls. Honey, this $3.89 got me. And I was like,
we have, in Georgia, we are at $4.50 to say that average where I am.
That sound like Philly prices. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah. You know what I like about the NBDA is that people are at all different levels.
Yes.
I like the folks who've been in it 10 years and plus. I love the fact when people are in it, they're just coming in, and then everybody in between. I like that part, and be able to support each other, huh?
I've gotten mentees set up like that too. I got my younger mentees who are like, okay, text work, not really email. And then I got the ones that's like, no, I need emails. And then It's so beautiful to watch because the best part about it is you learn something from them just as much as you learn, they learn from you. And it helps you stay ahead of the times or in tune with the times. So yeah, I love tapping into the more seasoned folks in the field with the NBDA. I'll be like, hey, I'm like,
Mhm.
hey, Michelle. Hey girl, hey. Yeah, like just checking in. I know you're busy and everything. Just wanted to tap into you real quick. Raphael, hey girl, how you doing? Hey.
Mhm.
It's nice. And I think the beautiful part about the sisterhood in the NBDA is that everybody is willing to pour into you and share. And then it's like, hey, I got a class on this. For y'all, this is the price. Or actually here's my link to go ahead and, like you said, here's the time, here's my calendar, go ahead, so we can carve some time out for each other. Those boundaries are important, and like you said, a lot of people have issues with creating boundaries, and I started putting my calendar system and booking in place, and like people just be shooting me emails and sliding in my DM, and I'll be like, not 2022. Not 2022.
I
Not
need
with,
to.
I mean, shoot, this apprenticeship, being a student midwife, I was like, no, I
Mhm.
just can't. I have
Mhm.
to reserve energy for my
Mhm.
household, for my kids, and for my clients, and my energy has to go elsewhere, and there's systems in
Is
place.
that Charles? Hey, Charles. It's so good to see you on here.
Hey,
And I actually sent somebody your way. Now that I think about it. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't even think. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I sent someone your way. Just know. Yeah. And someone that I met with last week. But oh crap. Um, God, that just threw me off because I can't stay focused. But my brain. What I want to see more of and is the middle America.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? I want more I want to see we have a lot of we have doulas in Chicago, like Brandy is out there, who else? Charity is out there. These are just some that I'm naming off the top of my head because I'm not looking at the website right now or at the directory. But I want to see more, and I know Jasmine is in Iowa, but
right.
we need those like that middle America and also the upper West coast of the country.
Yeah,
And I understand the demographics. Don't get me wrong. Like I understand the demographics, but I say that because we have a lot of, just native culture there,
hmm,
and they need to be able to have support from a BIPOC person
right.
that can best represent them in those spaces. And yeah, there's no reason why the person earlier in Washington said, like, yeah, I have this space
Right.
and there's no one that looked like me. And that was my main issue.
Hmm.
I just this whole, capitalism costs. It costs. Colonization costs. And it costs us and hits us because things are stolen and taken, and we, are the ones dying as a result. And I try to, with the alignments or with the partnerships that we've been able to cultivate over the years with the NBDA to make sure that that stays center focused. Just because I'm talking to a Black person or a white person, my conversation isn't going to change because I'm sitting in a meeting with Walmart or I'm sitting in a meeting with, X, Y, and Z corporation. I'm
Right.
going to say the same thing.
Right.
But what I've learned? They love the conversation. I've been in Johnson and Johnson. They were like, yeah, yeah, we want this is the stuff that we need, and that is how we create, lasting change. And Ashley, you said, you've heard me say recently, like, I've been in this 22 years, and I remember being frustrated back then, and we're just seeing the results of some of the stuff that we were working on then, like
Right.
compensation through insurance companies. Like
Mm,
we're just seeing that today.
yeah.
So it's important, like Ashley said, to like, know how to preserve. And that's why I don't ever encourage people rushing this process, because when you rush this process, it costs somebody their life or
Okay.
or their journey,
Right.
you and somebody else, and then also because it takes time. And what's good and important is good waiting for and making sure that you give yourself what you need to help support somebody.
And I think people don't understand that they are not only birthing a business, but they're birthing or rebirthing themselves in the same process. And just like pregnancy has its different trimesters and its different phases and its different challenges throughout that journey, your practice is going to have the same thing. You're thinking about conception and you're planning and you're planting that seed. You have to do the work for that seed to grow. And then there's going to be some setbacks and you have to be able to pivot and still push through all of that. And with learning yourself as what your traumas were or are and dealing with that, because you can't.
Oh my God. I love that you said that.
And you cannot try to live your birthing experience through somebody else's. You have to do the work. Like, it's so important to understand that those two go hand in hand, and anything that is worth having is going to be uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable in order to bring that joy and to bring that success. So are you willing to do the work? Like, don't come to any of the mentors and think that you're about to sit on your thumbs and not do the work, because we all require you to put in that work. We can go ahead and give you the information, but it's how you apply it. How hungry, how bad do you want it? What is your why? Why are you doing this? Because when it gets tough and you need to pull through and you got to tap into that why is going to allow you to restrap those boots and get going.
Right. Hold on a second. Let me see. I want to make sure. Here in Europe, the Black and Brown population are looking for doulas or training. You guys can train through us. And then I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Ash, you can go through the comments too. For clarity, you certified through Donut? No. We can let. I think that's how I found you. No. Let me say this. When I initially trained in this field, I came through Dona. Dona and Kappa, I think, were the only two, and that was back in 2000. We're in 2022. I took my training in Sacramento in the year 2000, right after I had my son in February of that year. I was the only Black girl in that space, okay? And I'm taking my time answering this question because I want people to really understand what I'm about to say.
Right.
Okay. When I began practicing, I was the only Black girl. There was one other Black doula, and she was about 25 years my senior. Okay. And then fortunately, the one that I connected with the most was a feisty Latina who is my sister from another mother, Felicia. But still, I was the only Black girl. Moving forward, I didn't see another Black person in this field until I moved into midwifery. And when I first started apprenticing, let me back up just a little bit. When I took my midwifery trainings, I was the only Black girl in a room full of white women for the beginning and the advanced course. I'm gonna keep going with this because there's a long answer to this, so please just sit for the ending. Then when I started apprenticing, I apprenticed with a white practice, and I watched me and another apprentice come in at the same time. I'm Black, she's white. Apprentice at the same time, do pretty much the same amount of work and births, and she started getting the perks and the compensation, and I did not. So when that happened, when I realized that was happening, I had to move to a different space. So I started working with a Black midwife, the only other Black midwife in the Bay Area, okay? And that was where I was able to utilize my skills and grow. Then from there, I took time off. I came back into the field, and I'm still the only Black girl. Okay. And now we're moving forward in the years. Now we're probably at about maybe 2010, maybe 2010. So I'm 10 years in the game. And I'm from the Bay Area. So this is Oakland, y'all, that I'm talking about. And then from there, as I come back in, I connect with my feisty Latina sister who has been in it. You know, she's still in it deep. And I just love her so much because I don't know how she does it. And she was like, Tracie, just come back in, you know, and work directly with me. So I aligned myself, and it's really all about alignment and making sure you position yourself. That's with anything in life. Right. So when I align myself, again, with Felicia, then, you know, I'm still the only Black girl. Now there's some Southeast Asian, you know, that I'm seeing come along, but not too many Black girls. Do you all understand where I'm going with this? So not only am I not seeing a much representation of myself, the training that I received was from the age-old companies, and there's nothing wrong with that. I understand, like, people pay for that for the namesake. I will never disparage another company or corporation, but what I do know is that they can never give me what they didn't have. Right. They can never give me what I didn't have, and we walk a unique line in this work, and we are the ones who are dying as a result of how this system is set up. So when I became adamant about doing whatever I needed to do, and I said this in 2016, Black women are dying and I need to do something about it. And I don't know what that is, but I just need to do something because I'm supporting too many people that don't look like me. There's not too many that are out here in my sphere, in my geographic region at the time, that are operating to the level that I am, meaning that have the level of expertise. Now, mind you, I'm in it 16 years. So they had the level of expertise that I did that was in high demand. I was doing 60 births a year, break that down to 5 births a month. And then not to mention the amount of placentas that I was encapsulating. So my level of expertise and demand was unlike any other. Some ain't right. The math ain't mathing for me. So I say all of that to say I needed to create a space where we could, and I could fill that void, that gap that was missing. And what I've seen in my years now on this side of the field is they will use us. I'm talking about agencies right now. Will use Black doulas for their numbers. They will use Black doulas. They will put you on their roster to say, yes, we have a Black doula. How do I know? Because I had one tell that to me. Mm-hmm. So we are completely licensed. We are a national certifying body, and I don't need master's approval for this. Point, period, blank. And if people can cross train all day long, right. that is the consumer's choice. You get your information however you're able to best receive it. But what I know is that the authenticity and the actual foundation and the spirit that is in the ground of how this started, it was based on, ain't nobody doing this. Right. Ain't nobody doing this for us, and we the ones dying. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit how well you try and position yourself, you're still not. Right. And that's one question that I think gets under my skin, because I think it comes from, do y'all have master's permission? And I don't move like that, because master ain't the one dying. Okay. Listen. I done poured me a cup of tea, honey, added some honey, some lemon, been over here like that. Yeah, and I have to constantly say that over and over. Right. Over again. And with the NBDA, we train everybody. Black, white, gay, straight, indifferent, whatever. We don't give a shit. We do. But the we try to make sure that this curriculum to our best, and this is the reason why I meet with the instructors on a quarterly basis, and then we do things to always go back to the drawing board to make sure that this space is doing our very best in what we can to be what things are not.
Exactly. And a lot of the instructors are in the field. So what we are seeing, we bring right back so that we can ensure that y'all have the tools, the up-to-date info of what's going on in these birth streets, because it's constantly changing. It's constantly changing, but it changed even faster when it comes to Black and brown birth workers and Black and brown.
I am visually impaired. Is it possible to be a doula? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I love the fact that you, because what is not talked about are doulas who specialize in, in disabled bodies or bodies that are able differently,
right.
And who have a niche or a calling in that realm. So I love when we've had doulas who train with us who are deaf, and we have an ASL interpreter throughout the whole training there for us to make sure we have everything transcribed, so they can be present. And that's a real specific niche. Another one I think that people miss out on and really don't think about are doulas who are supporting larger bodied people who are birthing, because that is one discrimination that gets overlooked. People are often discriminated against because they are of size. In the birthing process, they get induced sooner. They will just automatically be assumed that they have gestational diabetes.
Yes.
It's
frustrating when you hear your client like, yeah, they did a sugar test. I'm like, why?
Wait a minute.
Like,
what is she? Can you say that? Can you see that? I've heard that some doulas who who come through the NBDA training could be more LGBTQIA included. I laugh at that because I laugh at that, and that's I'm glad you said that, because I don't. Ashley, you want to take that? I laugh at that because that is an incorrect assumption. It's not something that we have not heard before.
No, because we have a specific just time and space carved out for the LGBTQIA community, and making sure that if this is the community or your target market, that you have the proper terminology for inclusive language, as well as the breakdown on what does she and her and they and them mean. So yeah, that's not correct info. And even with my mentees, I make sure if that's the community that they're serving, that they know how to navigate in those spaces, as well as your intake form has to be a certain way. What are you putting on your website? And if you don't know, ask, because they will tell you. So yeah, no, we spend quite a bit of time in space.
And Raphael is the mentor, and she is the expert in that field, and that's her area of specialty. Right. And I make sure that Raphael, who goes under Cypress Doula, and if you look at our post today, she's tagged in that post today, that we have a space in place for in that area of specialty. So not only is she a founding member and an instructor, she's also a mentor, and it's also within the curriculum, and also the NBDA CEO and founder is of the community. That's why I laugh at that shit.
Look,
and you see what I'm saying? So I'm so glad that she I guess it's she, because I really can't see. Brought that up. And yes, I love addressing it, but also laugh at it because, it's incorrect. Mm-hmm. It's incorrect. But I will say this. if you want a specific area of specialty, then it's going to require you get additional training. One of our CEU's requirements is with, I have to look up, but trans birth advocate. I can't even think of his name right now.
I can see his face, but I can't see his name.
Yeah, I see his face too. I don't know why I can't think of his name. If you go on our website, that's one of our CEU requirements.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think, I love the fact you asking the question on this public platform is doing your due diligence, and so I love the fact that you did that. Can you talk about clientele, please? What about clientele, or for starting out? Yeah, Ash, you can take that.
Honestly, understanding your target market. Who's your target market? Who are you looking to attract?
Caden. Yes, Caden. Thank you.
Yes, there it is. See. Okay. But not only that, what are you doing as far as marketing yourself? Are you out there in the community networking? Are you networking with different providers or other doulas or midwives and who are dealing with the ideal audience that you are looking to attract? Are you on directories, local directories, the NBDA International Directory? How are you getting yourself out there to attract? Because a lot of people, we wanting work to fall into their lap, but my husband said something to me yesterday. You cannot cry over the result that you did not get because of the work that you did not do. So if you're not getting clients, are you putting yourself in the areas and in the spaces that will bring those clients? Are you doing vendor events? I know they were doing virtual vendor events. Now they're doing public vendor events. How are you getting out to the community to make sure your name is known in that space, and networking and becoming a backup doula for other doulas and all of those things? It plays a huge role. What work have you put in? Because anything worth having requires work.
And then also, I think people need to get out of, like Ashley said, don't ever discount old school networking and mentorship. Always go back to those two. Old school networking, meaning get off your phone and go get in the community and target the demographic that you are wishing to align yourself with and serve.
Exactly.
Don't discount. I think, I know for a fact that people are just so boggled down. If I put this post up, clients are going to fall in my lap. No, it's like you have to actually get out there, put your foot to the pavement, knock on doors, introduce yourself to the community, blah, 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 blah. Align yourself with other people who are serving the same bodies that you are wishing to serve, but in different areas of specialty, meaning like, chiropractors, OBGYNs, midwives, prenatal massage therapists. There are ways to do that, but you have to be aggressive. There is no one trick pony. That's why when people join the NBDA, like, I don't know why I'm paying for this membership. Just because you join the NBDA doesn't mean that you're going to automatically glow up. It just means that you are now recognized as a member, and your company is able to be seen on a national platform. That's it. That's all. You still have to go. You don't think I work and I'm sitting right here. Like, I work every day. I do. I work every day. And so it requires a due diligence and remembering and understanding that, you still have to have a level of continuing education, making sure that you are always pouring into yourself as from a resourceful standpoint, connecting yourself and aligning yourself with the community that you want to be in attune with, and then also putting yourself out there. It's going to be uncomfortable.
And then I think do as well, they only pay attention to their immediate. Are you willing to travel? And if so, how far in the area that you're in, you may need to travel in order to reach your target market. So how do you network and navigate that space? Because it's important. So yeah, you have to do the work.
I love the fact Lo just put, and Lo's one of my mentees, Lo just said, and this doula in the middle, she said 4 hours a day, bring clients your way. And what that means is putting and I require a minimum of 4 hours a day of working on your business. Granted, I work in, that's different.
Discard that, but 4 hours.
4 hours starting out.
For all the corporate heads, right? If you do that Monday through Friday, 4 hours a day, that's 20 hours a week. And it does not have to be consecutive hours. People have this notion because you're so wrapped up in corporate America that you have to do these consecutive hours. No, you let those hours work for you. This is your practice. This is your business. And sometimes you're going to go above those hours. Sometimes you're going to have some late nights and early mornings. That just happens if you want it bad enough. If you
Yeah, but also remember, you're sowing seeds into your
come on
company.
now. Yes.
You're sowing seeds.
Mm-hmm.
When I know, like when I plant a seed, I don't see it sprout or germinate the same day
It sure
or
does.
even the same week. Like
Okay.
I have to, that's one of the things that gardening, I'm still not good at it, is it taught me patience. Girl, I be going outside every day kind of waiting. Did it sprout? Did it germinate?
Right.
But
Like,
no,
hurry
it's
up.
like I gotta wait. I have to wait. So you have to make sure that you understand that you are, those 4 hours a day, you are actually building whatever it is that what kind of your company, your brand.
Right.
And it's going to have to fit in between. Hey, tomorrow, it's going to have to fit in between. Like if you're working a 9 to 5, work on it before you go to work. Work on it at your desk if you can. Work on it on your lunchtime if you can. Or maybe you got to come and hit them 4 hours when you get off. Whatever it is, trust me, it will pay off. But most people, when I tell you, don't want to do the work.
They think that it's just going to, it's this society of this microwave oven, this hot pocket.
Yeah. And please, like I said earlier, don't discount networking and mentorship and making sure that you are getting the training that you need to support your journey. Just make sure you're doing that. And trust me, I promise you, and I don't make promises I don't keep. I promise you, if you do exactly what we just said, you'll see the results.
Sure will.
Because the universe will be like, oh, let me give you what you've been waiting for. That's the universe's job to show up.
I see you, because you work your 9 to 5, and then you need to be working 6 to 12 on your business.
Right. So there's somebody out there, as long as you are authentic and true and honest and diligent and resourceful and consistent, there's somebody out there who needs your area of specialty.
And you have to be genuine, authentic, move in gratitude, honey, and stay humble.
And then also educated.
Okay.
And I like also, Ashley, that you said making sure, because I've seen this with the newer, when people were newer, they become adversarial when they start in this field, like, oh, it's especially if a client is birthing in the hospital, like, oh, it's them and us. No, that's a work environment. You want to make sure that you align yourself with an instructor or instructors or a place that teaches you how to cultivate those professional relationships, because guess what? They're going to be the ones who are going to be ultimately referring people to you.
They really are, though. There's so many hospital spaces that be like, you know what? We don't really like too many doulas, but we got your information and we like you. There's midwives who literally come to me. I mean, midwives of color, like, listen, I normally don't do doulas, but you can come back anytime you want to. And it's so important to be able to maneuver in those spaces as a collaborative relationship versus a competitive, like, oh, they gonna be trying to push, they gonna be trying to do. No, ain't nobody got time for that. First of all, it's too much energy. Okay, be going in all hostile. What you going in all hostile for, ma'am? Calm down. Okay.
Somebody said remain coachable. Yeah, because even still, I have to listen. Even still, I have to apologize when I'm wrong. Even still, I have to make the necessary adjustments. So that doesn't change. If anything, it's just a teachable moment. Exactly. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you are always, there's always room for growth, and there's always room to get better.
Absolutely. Stay a student of life, because if you're not learning, you're not growing.
Ash, that's for you.
Which one? I missed it. Hold on. Where is it? It won't let me scroll back up. It went past fast.
No, it should be on the screen. Ashley, do you mentor individually or in groups for fertility?
Individually. This year, I'm not doing any group mentorships, only because of my schedule with my apprenticeship. But I love the individual mentorships because I get to fine-tooth comb through your practice and help you navigate it. And we get that one-to-one So if you go to the website, you'll see that I'm on there and you can contact me.
Yeah. And if you are interested in signing up for the fertility training that's up there, but also I still got to get you some. I have not forgotten, Ashley, about that. So I'm here right now. Yeah, I think this is good. We've been on here for a long time.
Yeah, because we be getting to going, honey. Like, listen, teach the people.
Yeah. So I hope this live was beneficial for you guys. We will leave it up so you guys can go back and reference it for our Monday morning chats. And hopefully you were able to get some nuggets and jewels out of it that you can apply in whatever stage that you are in. If you are interested in learning more about us, let me write the website in. That is our website, and it will lead you to everything else. So if you click that, go there, you can learn more about membership. You can learn more about the directory if you are looking to be a part of the directory through membership, or if you are looking for a doula in your geographic region. Don't discount the fact that you don't have a doula in your city, but maybe in your state. And I would also encourage, like Ashley said earlier, reaching out to them because they travel. A lot of doulas travel. What else?
Did we mention that the Academy gives the NBDA membership for a lifetime? I don't think you.
I said it earlier when we were trying to get on, but I didn't go back to it. Yeah, if you become an Academy member, the Academy is also, I think it's on that website.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's under coaching too. Hey, Marla. And that's under coaching, but you can learn more about all of us and just, reach out should you have any questions. But we do require and prefer that you do your due diligence, and we love the fact that you guys are asking these questions so we can provide clarity and also give you guys relevant, information that will hopefully carry you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Ash, what you getting ready to do today?
I need to go on the farm. I need to plant some seeds. That's what I want to do. How's and never. I know I got some emails that I need to do, and I'm gonna stay in the office until probably about 11:30, and then get on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Stay on until about 11:30, then I gotta head out.
Yeah.
Love you too, Flo.
Love
All
you.
right, Lady, love you. Thank you for joining me. All right, bye.